Good morning, my dear students. Hope all are fine and safe too. I hope all of you studied the midpoint theorem and its converse of midpoint theorem. From today or in this class, we discuss about the applications of midpoint theorem. That means some problems based on midpoint theorem and its its applications. That means how to apply this theorem in a particular problem that we are discussing today. Easy concept, very easy concept. Just listen here carefully. Okay, before that, just can I ask what is midpoint theorem? What is midpoint theorem? The line segment joining the midpoints of, that's important, the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and half of it. Okay, that is the midpoint theorem. The problem. Okay, so shall we start? Yes, so please I will move to the exercise question first. After that we will move to the example question. Okay, so please take the textbook page number 150. Textbook page number 150. Exercise 8.2. First question. Please take, all of you please take your textbook page number 150. The example 1. So all of you please take. Okay, so the question is this: ABCD is a quadrilateral. We already draw the figure. ABCD is a quadrilateral. Then P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the sides. P, Q, R and S are all the midpoints of P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC, R is the midpoint of CD and S is the midpoint of AD. Then three things we have to show. What is the first one? First one is SR parallel to AC and SR is equal to half AC. So can you say how will you prove? Before that we have to draw one diagonal like this. Okay, one simple question. Okay, drawing the diagonal. Okay, now listen here. Did you see a triangle, two triangles here? That is ADC and ABC. Can you see that? ADC, this triangle, that is AC is the one side. And here also ABC, this triangle. Okay, so we need SR. So I will consider only the top triangle. Okay, so consider triangle ADC. I will consider this triangle. We already know S is the S and R are the midpoints of, S is the midpoint of what? AB. AD and DC respectively. That you already know, is it? It is already given in the question. S is the midpoint of AD and R is the midpoint of DC. Okay, from this, shall we apply the midpoint theorem? What is the midpoint theorem says? The line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side, is it? So, SR is parallel to what? AC, is it? So, by midpoint theorem we can say, write that what? SR is parallel to AC. And also one more condition. What is that? SR is equal to what? Half into AC by using midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem. Easy one. The first section is over. Hope you clear this. Just draw the diagonal and apply the midpoint theorem directly. Okay. So shall we move to the second part? Second part is what? PQ is equal to SR. That we have to prove. Shall we start? Yes. So please write down up to this. Okay, listen here. Second condition, we want to prove what? PQ is equal to RS. This thing we have to prove. Okay, for that purpose, here also we see triangle. Which triangle can you say? ABC. Is it? ABC is a triangle. Okay, and P and Q are the midpoints of AB and, okay, I will write P and Q are midpoints of, MDPTS means midpoints. Midpoints of AB and AC respectively. So what we can say? By midpoint theorem, what we can say? PQ parallel to AC. Okay. And PQ is equal to half AC. Clear? But from the first part, what is the first part says? SR is parallel to AC, is it? By first part, what we can write? SR is parallel to AC. Okay, and also SR is equal to what? Half AC. That is also we done proved in the first part, is it? So while comparing these two equations, so this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. While comparing these two equations, what we got? PQ parallel to AC and SR parallel to AC. That means this line parallel to this line parallel to this line. So what we can say, these two lines are parallel, is it? So from 1 and 2, what we can write from 1 and 2? From 1 and 2, what we can write? PQ is parallel to, that is SR is parallel to AC, PQ is parallel to AC. So we can say these two lines are parallel, that is PQ is parallel to SR, and here please look, half AC, here also half AC, that is LHS of the equation are, RHS of the equation are same. So you can equate this one, is it? And PQ is equal to SR. These are same, so we can equate the opposite other side. So PQ is equal to SR. So this we have to prove, that we already proved. Okay, third part, what? PQRS is a parallelogram. Very simple, is it? So already we got what? The opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel, opposite side of a quadrilateral are parallel and equal, is it? So can we say what is in a quadrilateral? Opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal and parallel. So we can say that that is what? Parallelogram. So we got this. That is from this. Now this is equation number 3. So from 3 we can write PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. Third part. Hope you clear this question. So please write down. Okay, then we will move to the next question. Same page number 150, exercise 8.2, second question. Okay, page number 150, exercise 8.2, second question. What is the question? ABCD is a rhombus and PQ and RS are the midpoints of AB, BC and CD, DA respectively. Show that PQRS is a rectangle. So we need one rhombus here, is it? Rhombus is, what is the specialty of a rhombus? All sides are equal and parallel. Okay, and I'll mark as A, B, C, D, and we got the midpoint. So this is P, this is Q, R, and this is S. So I'll join this. Okay, so we want to prove this is a rectangle. So how will you prove a quadrilateral is a rectangle? First of all, you have to prove PQRS is a parallelogram, and then one angle is 90 degree means they are, that is a rectangle. That is a parallelogram with one angle is 90 degrees said to be parallelogram. For that purpose, I just join this one. Okay, so what we can say, we already done in the previous question, similar way. So consider triangle. This triangle ADC, is it? ADC. You can write SR parallel to AC and SR is equal to half AC. Equation number 1. Already we said, you see, S is a midpoint, R is a midpoint of that side. So we can say these two lines are parallel and half of it. Okay, by midpoint then that you have to write. Okay, then next we consider this triangle, the remaining part, that is ABC triangle. Here also P and Q are the midpoint. So what we can write? PQ parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half AC. Equation number 2. While comparing these two, what we got? SR is parallel to PQ from 1 and 2, and also we can say that what? SR is equal to PQ. Okay, so what we got? What we got is, this is a parallelogram, is it? So from these two, that is, these two sides are parallel and here we got they are equal. So what we can say? These two are what? This triangle, that is parallel. PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. If it is a parallelogram, we want to prove it is a rectangle. That means one angle should be 90 degree. Okay, for that purpose, listen here. I am just drawing the another one, that is BD, another triangle. Okay, then what we are considering is that we have to consider one, this portion. Okay, that is I'll mark as S already there, P already there, S, here T I mark, here O I mark, here also M I mark. That is this M. That is easy for understanding. Okay. Yes. So please write down up to this. After that, I'll explain the remaining portion. Okay, listen here. Then we'll consider this one. That is parallelogram. O T S M. Okay, this quadrilateral we have to consider. We already know SR is parallel to AC. Is it? SR is parallel to AC. So this part also parallel. Is it? So which implies SM is parallel to OT. Clear? So again we consider these two lines are parallel. Is it? PS is parallel to what? BD. Okay. PS is parallel to BD. How we can say that parallel? Because S is the midpoint, P is the midpoint. So SP is parallel to this and half of it. Okay. So PS is parallel to BD. That means this portion also parallel. Is it? So which implies ST means this one is parallel to OM. Okay. From these two equations, what we can say? This side is ST is parallel to OM and OT is parallel to SM. That means both the sides are parallel. So can you name that? That is a parallelogram. Clear? So from this two equation, what we got, which implies what? SMOT is a parallelogram. Is a parallel. Half of it also there, but we don't consider about that. This we proving the parallelism. Okay. So we got that is parallelogram. We want to prove what it is a rectangle. Rectangle means what one angle should be equal to 90 degree. But you already studied that in a rhombus the diagonals bisect each other. That is the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. You already studied. That means this angle should be 90 degree. Okay. So you have to write that in rhombus diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. Diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. So this angle should be equal to 90. So I will mark as angle 1 there. So angle 1 is equal to 90 degree. Also I will mark this as angle 2. So you can write angle 2 is equal to 90 degree. Why? Because already that is a parallelogram and the opposite sides are equal. Is it? If the opposite sides of parallel is equal in a quadrilateral, opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, then it is a parallelogram. That also we studied. Is it? So here it is 90 degree. That means the side opposite to this is, the angle opposite to this angle is 2. So angle 2 will be equal to 90 degree. So what we can say? That is, while considering the big square, that is in PQRS, which angle should be equal to 90 degree? Angle S is equal to 90 degree. That means what we can say? PQRS is a rectangle with one angle is, or we can say PQRS is a parallelogram with one angle is 90 degree. Hence approved. That also. Okay. So angle is equal to 90. Therefore, PQRS is a rectangle with angle S is equal to 90 degree. Okay. So hope you clear this question. Next question is the reverse of this question. That's all. Okay. So please write on this. Okay, we will move to the next question, that is page number 150 itself, 8.2, third question. What is the question? ABCD is a rectangle. So we have to draw one rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle. Then what is given next? PQRS midpoint of AB, BC and CA. So we will mark the midpoint. PQRS. And I join this. Okay, so what we have to prove? We have to prove this quadrilateral, that is PQRS is a rhombus. We have to prove it is a rhombus. So similar step that we done in the previous two questions. I am drawing the diagonal here. So join that too. So what we can say? SR parallel to AC and SR is equal to half AC. How? Because midpoint there are. And also from this what we can say? PQ parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half AC. So this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Both are, reason is what? Midpoint theorem. Okay. So by combining this equation number 1 and equation 2, what we can say? These two sides are equal. So this we can get. So SR is equal to PQ. So already we got SR is equal to PQ. That means the opposite sides are equal. Okay. Then we have to prove it is a parallel also. Is it? So we already know SR parallel to AC and PQ parallel to AC. Both are parallel to what? AC. So we can write, that is other two sides, other two lines are also parallel. So we can write same from this, which implies SR parallel to PQ. So what we got, that is a parallelogram. Therefore PQRS is a parallelogram. So what we have to prove? While doing each and every step, we have to go through what is our next step, okay, or where we reach. So what we can say, parallelogram. Then how can we say that a parallelogram is a rhombus? That means adjacent sides should be equal, is it? So here adjacent sides I am taking PS and QB. We have to prove they are equal. That is our next aim. Okay. For that purpose, listen here. S is the midpoint of AD. So we can write this. AD is equal to BC. Okay, so please write down after this. After that I will say, because space is not there. So please write down this much things. Okay, listen here. So we already got it is a parallelogram. So now we have to prove it is a rectangle. You already know in a rectangle, one angle should be equal to 90 degree. Okay, now our aim is we have to prove these two are congruent. Then only we can say PS is equal to PP. That is our aim. It is in a rhombus adjacent sides are equal. So what we have to prove? We have to prove PQ is equal, PS is equal to PQ. So to prove this thing, we have to prove. Okay, for that purpose, we have to consider two triangles. And before that, one more thing you have to consider. That is S is the midpoint of AD. Okay, listen here. AD is equal to what? BC. That you already know, because it is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So I am taking the half. Half AD is equal to half BC. So what is half AD? That means either you can take ASD or AS. So here I am taking AS. And half BC means either you can take this or this. So I am taking the second part, that is what, BQ. Okay. So this side and this side are equal. Hope you clear up to this. So please write down this much things. Okay, shall we continue? Yes. So we'll consider two triangles. Which are the two triangles we have to consider? Consider triangle ASP and triangle PBQ. What you got? Angle A is equal to angle B, because the reason is 90 degree. Okay. Then now we got was AS is equal to BQ. Proved above. Okay. So this one is equal to this one. And we already know P is the midpoint of AB. So we can write AP is equal to PB. Midpoint. Midpoint formula and midpoint. So we can say that these two triangles are congruent. So by corresponding parts are also equal. Is it? So what we can write? We can write PS is equal to PQ. Therefore, ABCD is a what? ABCD is a rhombus, because reason is adjacent sides are equal. Okay, so hope you clear this question. Please write down the remaining portion. Next we will move to the example question. So please take the example 7. Page number 149. Okay. So question is, in triangle ABC, D, E and F are respectively the midpoint. So we need one triangle. Is it? One triangle, and I name it as A, B, C. Okay. And D is the midpoint of AB. D is the midpoint of AB. And what is next? E is the midpoint of BC. And F is the midpoint of AC. And we will form another triangle. Okay. What you have to prove is, you have to prove it is all the four triangles are congruent. That thing we have to prove. Okay. So listen here. While you are moving through this, what we can say? If D and G are the midpoints of AB and BC respectively, then DE is parallel to AC. That you got. Okay. Likewise, what we can see, if we are taking EF, then EF is parallel to AB and EF is equal to half AB. Half AB. What is the reason? Because what is the reason when they are equal and parallel? All those conditions will be because they are what? E, F, D are the representatives only. Okay, the representative means what? It just give the. Okay, we will continue with the next question. That is example 7, page number 149. The question is this: in triangle ABC, DEF are the midpoints of AB, BC and AC respectively. We have to prove that triangle ABC is divided into 4 congruent triangles joining DE and F. That means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 congruent triangles that we have to prove. Okay, for that purpose, what we are doing is that we have to prove. Can I say 4 parallelograms here? DBEF is one parallelogram, DECF is another parallelogram, DEFA is another parallelogram. 3 parallelograms we have to prove that these 3 are parallelograms. Okay, before that, listen here. While we are considering this portion, that means D is a midpoint of AB, F is a midpoint of AC, so we can write what DF is parallel to BC. Can we write like that? Because this is parallel to this one. Reason is D is a midpoint of AB and F is a midpoint of BC. Okay, and again this line and this line are parallel. This full are parallel means this portion is also parallel, is it? So we can write from this what we can write, DF is parallel to BE. So first condition we got. Again you have to go through E and F are the midpoints, is it? So we can write what EF is parallel to AB. That means EF is parallel to the small portion. What is the small portion here? BD. 2 conditions we got, that is DF is parallel to DE and DF is parallel to BD. That means opposite sides are parallel, is it? So we can write, therefore what we can write, BEFD is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. Similarly also, no need to write all the steps. Okay, similarly what we have, what DECF. Similarly DECF, and another one is what, EFAD. EFAD are parallelograms. When this question is asked for exam also, you have to write like this. Okay, are parallelograms. Okay, that much thing note. What we have to prove, they are congruent. You already studied in the first theorem. That means in a parallelogram, or the parallelogram divides it into 2 congruent triangles. That means this parallelograms ACED is what, the diagonal, and this one divides this parallelogram into 2 congruent triangles. Okay, so we can write A are parallelograms. Therefore what we can write, since DE is a diagonal and also diagonals bisect each other. So what we can write, D is a diagonal bisect each other, forms 2 congruent triangles. That is, D is a diagonal and also the diagonals bisect each other. So what we can say, one more is there, no need to like that. Okay, so bisect each other and forms up 2 congruent triangles. Okay, so we got these 2 are congruent. Similarly we got all the angles, all the 4 triangles are congruent. So hope you clear this question. So please write down. Okay, hope you clear today's section, because only small questions, so little bit portions I am teaching you. So please study this much portions thoroughly. Okay, so I'll give you the homework questions also. Please go through that also and done it. And if you have doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so thank you. See you in the next class. Bye.